was in extreme pain and I was hollering. My wife woke up and saw me basically on the floor and just moaning. But she knew right away it was a heart attack, and she called the ambulance.
Everybody has a choice. Sure, we'll save them from not committing suicide today, but if someone really wants to die, they're going to die. And it's not our fault. If I want to die today, there's nothing you're going to do to stop me.
The doctor asked me, she asked me 3 questions. And the third one was, have you had your teeth cleaned lately? When I had heart surgery, I was told to get antibiotics every time, and at this time I missed, and I got an infection in the heart, and that caused kidney failure. So
I noticed I started urinating and drinking a lot, and it felt unusual.
So I had taken her to the doctor because I thought she had a urinary tract infection, and I had said to him, could you just check her blood sugar just to rule out diabetes? Because you don't want to think. All the signs and symptoms were there, but you don't want to believe it.
There was no lump, no indication whatsoever that there was cancer.
And I was in intensive care for about 10 days. And, you know, I had tubes in my chest and all that kind of thing. And that's when they told me that I had kidney failure. I couldn't believe it. I was overwhelmed. I was shocked.
There was a large mass on my liver. And he told me not to panic. He thought it could be a number of things, but I just kept thinking it's spread to my liver and I'm in big trouble. Those weren't the words I used. I used some stronger words, but I just felt so screwed.
We can't rely on others here to sit back and say, well, somebody else will do it. It's all of us have to do it. Every single person in the Niagara region has to become involved to make this a reality.
We can't do it alone. We need our community's help by participating in the It's Our Time campaign. It's our time to bring care closer to home in Niagara.
Cancer is random. Cancer has no boundaries. Cancer doesn't play by the rules. So even if you do all the right things, you can still get cancer.
I remember being pulled out and I watched one of my child's face and it was just a face of horror. And it did change our relationships a little bit. You know, Dad wasn't the strong guy anymore.
My blood was really high, and so I had to go to the hospital, and they gave me lots of needles, and they told me that I had diabetes.
I felt sick. I felt guilty that I had missed all the obvious signs, and really horrible because I had sent her to school.
I have depression probably almost every day of my life. I felt like I had like a little volcano and it was erupting, and it was like I was being swallowed up and melting inside my body. That's how I felt when I first experienced it. So when I get that kind of feeling now, I know exactly what's happening to me, and I'll say to my partner now that I'm in trouble.
It's a very devastating moment for any woman. Nobody wants to hear that and face the decisions that have to be made.
My mother wanted to give me one of her kidneys, and at first, like I said, I didn't want to take it. I felt guilty because she was an elderly woman, and but my health was deteriorating, and I was feeling really bad, and I was sick all the time, and I came to the point where I was just about to give up, and I decided to take the kidney from my mom.
It was like I was, you know, paralyzed, physically paralyzed, and mentally too, because mentally I was dull and, you know, not that I'm that sharp now.
We don't always have control over what happens in our life, but we have control over how we respond to that. I try not to look at it as being ripped off. I try not to look at my friends who are married and have kids, and you know, they have stress in their lives. It's not perfect, but those are choices they get to make. I don't get to make those choices. And I certainly didn't choose cancer.
That trip from Fort Erie to Hamilton, I don't really have a recollection of that. But I'm I'm not bitter, but I'm sort of wondering and just questioning what would happen if they had got to me sooner and had been able to put the angioplasts in quicker. You know, could more of my heart have been saved?
I remember I said to the ER doctor, "What did I do? Like, what did I feed her?" And he said, "Nothing." He said, "With kids, we don't know why it happens to certain kids. It attacks their pancreas, and that's it. There's nothing really you can do. It's just," he just said, "it's bad luck."
But I think once you proceed with first the biopsy, and then you've made that big decision about the mastectomy, once you've done that, you're on your way to hopefully a recovery. You've made those decisions and you can get on with what has to be done.
And I have to just look at it as, well, you keep planning, keep hoping, because it's a better place to live in hope and the dream of something versus the negative or the harsh reality of you might not be here.
Join us, partner with us, be part of this adventure, allow us to really reach the potential, because it's a win-win for everyone. I think we've used the phrase previously, state-of-the-art care for Niagarans, by Niagarans, in Niagara.
It's our time. It's our time to obtain cancer treatment. It's our time to obtain the proper level of cardiac treatment. It's our time to receive the proper level of mental health care in the Niagara region.
We're just like everybody else. We just have hard times. We don't like the hard times, but we work through them the best we can.
It just felt good to pee. I gotta be honest, it felt good to pee. So that was my first, I was like, oh my goodness, I can pee. It was a great feeling.
You know, it's love. And I think love transcends all, like no matter what, even through hate. I don't think hate is as strong as love.
She wakes up, I always say she wakes up with a smile. That's Lydia. She wakes up happy every day.
So important for us to care about that neighbor next door or the woman down the street, or for that matter, the man. This disease belongs to everybody, really.
My big thing is keeping on the right side of the ground. The alternative is very bad.
In my mind, I think a year is realistic. My goal, we'll see.